Okay, so I figured it out. I'm just making sure everything's working here. And we will begin our live show. I'm going to pause the video so I can keep up with the chat. And we're live. I'm so sorry, guys. That took forever because something just happened with my my computer. Like, I have a battery, I have a laptop, so I can unplug it and go places because that's what you do with a laptop. But when I moved my desk so I could have better lighting for you guys today, my cord got unplugged, and then it just kept shutting off, and then it was repairing for the longest time. So yeah, it was taking forever, so I didn't think I would make it, but I made it with like 1 minute. Like, I made it, guys, so that's pretty awesome. So I'm just going to tweet out that we're live and tweet out the URL or whatever. I don't even remember your stuff. Just a second. I just screwed something up. URL or whatever. That was me. Sorry. Oh, good. I'm still under that profile. I got too many social media profiles to handle. We are live for the Olivia Twist live show. Sorry, I can only like do so many things at once. I'm kind of like tweeting, and yeah, there we go. So where did my Google? So there we go. Okay, so we are live, and it's just me today. I don't see anyone in the chat yet, but that's okay. It's a new time, a different day, just because. And as you guys know, Melanie's taking a bit of a hiatus and a break. She will be back, but she's got a lot of chaos in her life right now to sort out. So she'll be back. But we didn't want to delay the live shows anymore for you guys, so we thought I'm off myself. So we'll see how that goes. Right now, like I said, I don't have anyone chatting, so it's kind of sad. But if any of you guys show up afterwards and comment, that's always fun too. I really enjoy that you guys take time to watch these live shows afterwards. I haven't really done one by myself since last year. I did one, and it was like a train wreck because I didn't know what I was doing. But I've done a lot of practice with blogging and just my YouTube videos and knowing really what to do now by myself for a live show. It's just different because it's live and I can't edit when I say stupid things. So this should be fun. So I'm not going to talk about our Hagenheim read-along right now because I'm thinking we might do like a big, what is up with my camera? You guys seen this? Anyway, I'm not going to talk about our Hagenheim books right now because I think we're just going to wait until, seriously? Like, what is up with this video? Just been with me. What just happened? No. Sorry, guys. Okay. That's fine. We'll leave it like this. So I'm not going to talk about our Hagenheim books just because I thought it would be fun to do like a big Hagenheim live show party when the Orphan's Wish comes out. And I can't edit that part. I was like, oh, I'll just edit this part out. No. So we're going to do a live show, like a big live show party when the Orphan's Wish comes out because that's going to be our July book. And so we're going to talk about all our Hagenheim books that we're reading. Currently, we are reading The Princess Fi, which I've already finished, and I'm really enjoying them on audiobook. If you guys want to check out some good audiobooks, if you recommend them on audiobook, I'm getting them off of Scribed, which is a subscription service. I'm also getting them off of Audible, which you have to pay for, or you can use credits for. But if you guys want really good audiobooks, they are really well done. So Zondervan, Thomas Olson, whatever, did a very good job with them. But we are here to talk about Olivia Twist, and I keep having to remind myself that this is live, and I need to stop acting like I'm filming a video. So we're here to talk about Olivia Twist by Lori Langdon. Melanie and I kind of went out on a limb when we picked this one for a book club because we had Well, we didn't really have issues with Blink. We only really tried one Blink book before with a different book club, and that was the Dune series, which was co-written by Langdon. And I don't know if it was just too young for us, but I didn't like how it was like the first 3 chapters I read, I heard the phrase hot kilt boy for like too many times to count, and so I was kind of turned off by that. And I know they're a sub-publishing group by Thomas Nelson. They're clean YA fiction, not necessarily Christian YA fiction, but I've heard really good things about some of their other books, so we thought we would give Olivia a twist a try. And how I would describe this story is if I have the story to Oliver Twist, if Oliver Twist had been pretending to be a boy and was actually a girl the whole time. Because it starts off the same way. Oliver Twist kind of starts off in the prologue, but it's born a girl, not a boy, but to protect this girl from what could happen to her, being born kind of like what they seemed was out of wedlock and unprotected and in this workhouse. So to protect her, they made her raise her as a boy to keep her from some of the things that could happen to a girl on the streets. So that was an interesting twist on the story, and I really liked that. And I liked that it was a sequel, so you had more of the young adult perspectives of the character. I'm going to take the dust jacket off because it's one of those really weird plastic dust jacket things that are really annoying. Anyway, I'm going to check Instagram because I tweeted out that it was canceled, and now I'm here, and nobody's here. So we'll see. We'll see. Yep. We'll just retweet that, and I'll switch my Twitter. And my camera's doing that thing again. And I'll retweet that. Okay. So, let's see. All right. So with Olivia Twist, I think I just gave it a 3.5-star rating. I tabbed all of these moments where things were a little more descriptive than I would have liked them to, or just interesting moments, or just moments where I had issues with content. So as you can see, as opposed to some other Christian publishers, Christian YA publishers, I had a bit more issues with content in this book than I would with, say, like Sarah Ella or Melanie Dickerson or Jody Headland. But yeah, so I definitely had some issues with content. The other issues I had was there wasn't really any Christian living or Christian themes, or just any idea that the characters were Christian or dealing with spiritual matters or anything. It was just, they're just generally good people. And so that was something that's, I mean, Blink, they're not necessarily Christian, they're just clean YA fiction, and maybe a lot of the authors are Christians, but they're not writing Christian fiction. So I'm not 100% sure on all of that, but that's what I'm getting from just reading Blink, and or not Blink, but Olivia Twist. So I definitely had more issues with some of the content. There was a lot of descriptive moments. There's some joking of being a prostitute, like teasing Olivia of like being a what was the term they used? Insert or something. And now his story's not bad, like to fit into this historical story, and also focusing on the fact that she was a girl raised as a boy to protect the fact that she's a girl, and now being taken care of and living with her uncle, she is seeing what could have happened to her if she would have stayed on the streets as a girl. Keep in mind some of those parts, and I guess I should have told you guys the synopsis because now I'm going into it and not making sense. So some of those contents moments made sense, understood that. So at the end of Oliver Twist, Oliver finds his family or his mother's family and gets taken in and gets kind of rescued from the streets. So same with Olivia. She goes and lives with her rich uncle, her mother's brother, and he takes care of her. So now she's this society darling, but she's also struggling with still being a bit of a klepto and keeping her family afloat with some difficulties. And then she meets some people from her past. And just being back on the streets again, being caught up in this plot with the Artful Dodger. Like I said, there's just some content moments, but a lot of it stayed pretty historically accurate. It's just some of the extent of the description didn't need to be there. Again, I don't know what my camera's doing. I'm just having so many issues today. I can't even keep the live show straight. Yay! But anyway, I really enjoyed the characters of this book. I really liked Olivia and Jack, and of course Jack is the Artful Dodger that Olivia or Oliver grew up with. And I just really liked how she brought those classic characters to life in their adult form. And they were just really fun characters. Olivia was really spunky and fun without being too much of a, I'm a strong female character. I don't take crap off of nobody. And like, sometimes it can get so annoying with girls trying so hard to be a strong female character that it's almost like too much like chill. But I really liked how she was still a strong female character without being overbearing. And Jack is your handsome, roguish young gentleman who has also found his way into society and off the streets and is no longer living on the streets as the Artful Dodger, but is living with this widow who takes him in to kind of help her regain some fortune because she is, you know, not doing very well because of her late husband and what he left her and the debts and stuff. So she takes on this young scamp as like her long lost nephew or grandson or whatever, and raises him as a society gentleman. I should heads up, I might do spoilers, I might not, but probably end up spoiling stuff. Sorry, I try not to, at least in my reviews, but my live shows are something different. So Olivia and Jack meet, and Jack is supposed to be this charming Irish guy. And something I noticed, I don't know if they're all from the same time period, but if you want some roguish scam and they give him this roguish persona, name him Jack. Because I was thinking, so you have Jack Dawson from Titanic, who sweeps the society girl off her feet. You have Jack Kelly from the Newsies, who also sweeps the society girl off her feet. And then you have Jack, what was his last name? Jack McCarran, who also sweeps the society girls off their feet. And I just like, well, if you want that roguish cat, name him Jack. It's such a good name. And I really liked how that connection was made, and I just really like that name Jack. It suits that type of character so much, and I really liked it. And I really liked his character. There was a few moments where, you know, I thought, oh, this is so cheesy and so typical of these types of characters, but it worked really well with the story and the plot line. And like I said, I liked Olivia. She was very spunky. She didn't really give into society things, but she didn't want to like hurt her uncle, who did take care of her and bring her up and sort of raise her after being found as a little girl. A young woman of society, but still had her street. And I really appreciate that she tried for his sake, like sites and and kids and kind of flashbacks to the original Oliver Twist story. Oliver actuality that was included there. He and Jack were kind of living their old lives in this new life to help others in a way, or to use their skills to, you know, set people up. So, you know, kind of just to help people. And then you just get into this deeper plot of Olivia's past and parentage and stuff that you don't see as much in Oliver Twist. As far as I know, I haven't actually read Oliver Twist. I should read Oliver Twist, but I only know like the basic movies or like the Disney Oliver Twist, which probably isn't really accurate because they're cats and dogs. But yeah, so I really enjoyed the plot and everything and how that developed into this big mystery twist thing, and how Olivia and Jack's uh, relationship developed as well, because they had that pre-existing relationship, even though Jack thought he was a boy the whole time. Then he realizes that his friend Oliver was a girl, and you know how that kind of affects his relationship. And but it was just a fun relationship, and there's a bit of a love triangle, although it's not on the girl's part of like, oh, which boy do I pick? It's more of the um, do I set myself up for a proper marriage and set my uncle up for life, or do I pick the guy I'm actually falling for kind of situation? And I really liked how they developed that friendship with the other guy, and then kind of developed this bit of a love triangle of what do I do? Do I do what's best for others, or do I follow my heart, kind of thing? So there's a lot of little things that developed really well, and I really liked that, and it just made the story that much more engaging. It was really fast and fun to read. I haven't physically read a book in a while, and this was the first one in a while that I physically read, and it was really fast and fun to sit and read again instead of just straight up listening to audiobooks all the time. What else can we talk about? So yeah, like I said earlier, the content, there was a couple things. There's one instance with the main two characters where they start this straight out makeup session, make out session where, and it just got to the point where I'm like, are they gonna stop? Are they gonna keep going? They are in her bedroom, but and then they do stop, but I didn't think they were gonna stop, and I don't think they would have stopped if it weren't for the situation that made them stop. And I was a little like, did they have to like make out that hardcore? Did we have to see it that Jack had no, you know, willpower to stop going any further? And I just was like, didn't really need that. I mean, I don't mind kissing scenes, and I don't mind like people confessing their feelings for each other and all that, but it just, I don't need unmarried young adults sleeping together or building up to the point of almost sleeping together. It's just, I don't like that in my books, especially in my YA books. I don't like that in any of my books, even adult books, so I'm particular that way. And I think most of that is because I'm a single person. I don't know if Melanie would have a different opinion on that, but yeah. And like I said, there's just a lot of like little mentions of like the prostitution and stuff. And there's some darker moments too where the kids weren't just sold to workhouses sometimes by their parents who were either like drug addicts or alcoholics or something. Sometimes it just talked about like kids being sold, and they weren't necessarily sold to workhouses. They were also sold to other types of houses. And there's this really sad moment where a little boy who Jack was trying to save is sold to that type of house, and just the situation that Jack finds him in isn't very good, and it was kind of heartbreaking to read. And it does show us we haven't come very far with learning from our history, because like those situations still happen of like children being sold into situations. So I don't think it was necessarily bad. It was just really hard to read, and it does like paint a picture of Jack's character and who he is and what he tried to come from and to become. And so I really liked seeing that situation for Jack's character, but it was really hard to read what was happening to this other child and the situation that it put Jack in, and that he didn't like what he became because of that situation. So it was kind of hard to read, but then just a lot of indications of kids being sold into things, women dealing with prostitution, barmaids who were exposing a little too much, and then that like makeup session that almost kept going. So those are just a few of the moments that I didn't like content-wise, and yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to find. Oh, there we go. There, I found some other tabs I was looking for, because they're like, I tabbed other stuff, but I tabbed it all in the same color tabs, and I can't find the other situation I was wanting to talk about. So yeah, like storyline, plotline, characters, the side characters were also like really good. That was another aspect of what I enjoyed. And you guys know I like side characters that have a point and a reason, and you know they're not just all fluff. And in there was one side character who I liked because she annoyed me in the way she was supposed to, and then she had a deeper meaning for the plot. And I liked that, even though there's some sad outcomes with some of the side characters. I still really liked how a lot of them helped develop the plot and helped even shape some of the characteristics of the characters. So that was like really well done. I really like really well written side characters, and I obviously really enjoyed that. Yeah, a lot of the creativity of bringing in Oliver Twist. It's not like I said, not a retelling, but to bring Oliver Twist story to life. Like there's a lot of creativity in here that I really really enjoy. And I mentioned before, like there's not a lot of like it's basically a clean read. Like I wouldn't have anything that majorly flags me except for those two main things I mentioned, but there wasn't anything that majorly flagged me for content. A lot of the language was clean. It got pretty violent in some situations, but the street fights and murders and stuff, so it did get a little bit violent, but not bloody and gruesome and in your face description. A lot of the in-your-face descriptions were with, like I said, the prostitution and the barmaids and the makeout session. So that's where a lot of the description went to, which was interesting. But so it's relatively clean, and the characters are definitely like good characters, and there was a lot of good moments with those good characters. But there's two that kind of stood out to me. There's only really like two deep spiritual moments, and one was when Jack was kind of dealing with needing to protect people, needing to keep somebody alive that he loves, and just at the breaking point of not knowing what to do to save this person. And he comes to the church that he first came to as a kid, and he walks in and kneels at one of in the pews or whatever, and looks up and sees the crucifix above the cross of the Son of God nailed to the cross, bloody and dying. An image Jack never understood, even after those Sundays in church with Lois, the woman that takes him in. So he is looking at this and he's thinking, "You have a good soul, Jack. If ever, and he's has this realization of like, I can't do this anymore. It's not in my power to protect these people from this dangerous situation." And he just has this overwhelming idea of what love is, and love is sacrificial. And you sacrifice yourself for the ones you love. You give up everything you want for the sake of that person because you want the best for them. And it was a really good moment, and I really liked her description of this moment for Jack. And I kind of wish we would have had some more development of these more spiritual situations for these characters throughout the book. But like I said, Blink isn't necessarily Christian fiction, it's just clean YA fiction. The other situation was where Olivia was praying for, comfort for her uncle and Jack, and just praying for everybody. And that was the only other situation that there was. It wasn't the bigger breakthrough that Jack has in the book. So but I really liked Jack's moment of realizing what love is, being somebody who hasn't experienced a lot of love and hasn't really dealt with what sacrificial love and what true love is. So I really liked that moment that Jack has in the church there and dealing with, like, what do I do now? I'm still waiting for like comments to show up from anybody watching. I love chatting with you guys. I'm so sad. I'm so sorry that it's on a different day and stuff. But maybe I'll put a poll of like when it works best for you guys to do live shows, and we'll go from there. I just, like I said, I have to work with scheduling. So yeah. But I do want to hear from you guys of what you guys thought of Olivia Twist if you read it. I don't know if Melanie got a chance to read it or not. I haven't talked to her in a while, actually. But I was pleasantly surprised. I would definitely pick up the Lori Langdon book again. I'm considering trying Dune again, and giving it another go and not just, you know, getting caught up on Hot Kill Boy. So I might actually give Dune a go and see how I think about that one. This is the if this is pretty much the cusp of what Lori Langdon writes content-wise, then I think I might give Dune a go and see how I like that. I do like I have like this frog in my throat. I do like time travel and different culture type stories in Scotland and romance and stuff. So I might give that a go. I like the way she writes. I know she co-wrote Dune, but yeah, I don't know if I have much else to say. I definitely want to plan a review for those of you who haven't read Olivia Twist yet, because there's like 3 viewers. Who's watching? Hello. I hope you're watching. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining me. Yeah, I definitely want to give a review for people who haven't seen this yet. Oh, there's 4. There's 3. I keep watching the view count. I'm like, there's 3 people. I don't know if that counts. One is me because I have the live feed open along with my Google Hangouts to watch the chat. But at least there's 2. I don't know. But yeah, as I've been trying to say, I'll do a review for you guys if you haven't read it yet and you've been wondering if you should read it. I'll definitely give you guys an idea of my thoughts in a review format. Because I don't know if I gave up major spoilers, but you know, a few of these things could have been considered spoilers because I'm like that. But yeah, it's so much easier to chat with somebody than at somebody, like live chat. But yeah, I was very, very happy with this month's pick. Next month for April, I guess this month because it is April, Olivia Twist was March's book, which I thought was very pretty. It's green. It looks set in the UK. I know it's not Ireland, but it's got that feel to it. Like I said, Jack. Jack was a great character. Oh, my aunt is watching. Oh, hello, Auntie. That's new. I've never had my aunt watch my live show before. You know that moment where you're like, oh, my family watches my live shows. Hey. But yeah, I love books set in England. Like just the fact that it was also set in London, I was just like, yes, set me up. I'm very excited for that. So I would recommend this book. Trying to think of what else to say. Yeah, so currently we are reading A Loyal Heart by Jody Hedlund. Some people have told me that it's connected to the Knight's brother from a previous book series, because I didn't want to hold on, what was I saying? Anyway, so A Loyal Heart is the 4th book in the Uncertain Choice series now, and we didn't have a book pick for April until this one came out, which was a complete surprise. And it's not published by Zondervan, so I'm not too sure if Zondervan didn't give her like a 4-book contract or whatever. It's just a indie or a self-published book. But the cover was designed, I had a few people tell me the cover was designed by Emily at Explore Read. So that is super cool. I liked how Emily tried to keep the same look of the first 3 books, so it's not like a completely different cover in publishing. So she did keep that very close to the first 3 books. So they don't match exactly, but I do appreciate the fact that they still match, sort of. So we're reading that for April book. I'm so glad that came out and that I have a book for April. The other book we're currently reading, like I said, is Princess 5 by Melanie Dickerson. I'm really excited for The Orphan's Wish. I'm so excited for that video to come out. I'm really excited for that book to come out. And then, of course, in May, we have Unbreakable by Sarah Ella, which I got an arc from, or for, which is really cool that Sarah Ella sent me in advance for your copy. So I'm going to read that and do a review for you guys before the release of Unbreakable. So you guys have a hyped up review video for that release today. So that's exciting. But yeah, I know this is a bit of a short live show video. It's kind of hard when you don't have your co-host with you because I've missed her. But I hope next time I'll do a poll on Instagram and Twitter to see when live shows, when a lot more of you guys can join live shows, and try and make that work. Because I know quite a few of you are in completely different time zones. So it's actually probably like midnight for some of you, whereas it's, you know, halfway through the morning for me. So yeah, that's not really a lot more I need to say. So if you guys have read Olivia Twist, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of them. You guys, on the live shows, I always say it's kind of a spoilery discussion, so if you guys want to put spoilers, I'll put in the description of this video that this content of this video and the comments may contain spoilers. So if you guys want to gush about anything that could be spoilery, go ahead and gush. I will warn anyone who hasn't read this yet. So let's go ahead and gush. I really liked Jack and Olivia, the relationship. And like I said, if you want that roguish, scampish character, name him Jack, because it works so well. And it was just a really funny connection to think about all these Jacks coming and sweeping society sweethearts off their feet. So like I said, really enjoyed Lori Langdon's book. I'm definitely pick up more of her books. I'm not as wary about Blink publisher book-wise anymore. I think I would pick up more Blink books. I want to look more into different books and different book publishers because, to be honest, even like compared to Blink and even Thomas Nelson, which is a Christian publishing house company, I don't see much difference sometimes in the content of their books. Like The Evaporation of Sophie Snow was published by Thomas Nelson HarperCollins, and it was published from the Christian side of their publishing house. And Olivia Twist was published by Blink, and I had more Christian content, more spiritual content from Olivia Twist than I did from The Evaporation of Sophie Snow. So really, at this point, there's not much of a difference. If you're going to be published by a Christian publishing house, I personally want to see Christian content and values portrayed in them. And if you're just going to be published by a clean fiction publishing house, I'm acquainted with just clean fiction. So, like I said, I had more Christian content in Olivia Twist than I did with some of the other HarperCollins books. So even in some of Sarah Ella's books, I had more Christian content in here. So I guess publishing houses don't matter anymore, or not as much to use some of the content. So I'm definitely going to pick up more Blink books. Like I said, I'll even try Dune, which was co-written by Lori Langdon. If you guys have read Dune and have gotten past the first book, let me know how the series goes. Don't spoil anything, but let me know how this goes and how you guys like it. Because I've seen several of you guys on Instagram that have really liked that series. So let me know how that series is, and if you guys think I should and must read it. So I'm going to sign off because I don't have much more else to say. It was a hard time getting all of this set up. I'm really glad for you guys always supporting us on our Goodreads page and Twitter and everything. I know I had several of you guys that you tried to make it today. Several of you guys said that you might not make it, but you'll comment and watch afterwards. I love it when you guys do that too. So hopefully next time I will set and pick a date where a lot more of you guys can join and we can have that fun fangirling moment that we do in the comments section as always. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And I'll post more information about our live shows. So thanks always. Bye.